Okay, nice.
Okay. Hi, everyone. So, we are live. This is actually, I think there's some issues with my connections, but I think my camera will show up in a bit. Yeah, this is actually the second episode of Euclid podcast, and mainly we want to talk to different builders and founders, and also people across different DeFi or slash crypto industries, and to understand more about like the thoughts and also the products that they are into, and to let users understand more about like how they can best utilize the product and potentially get more yield. So let's begin.
Nice. Yeah, Snow, maybe we can start with you. You can introduce yourself, what you do at Ostium, and yeah, we can move on from there.
Sure. Hi, everyone. I'm Snow from Ostium. I do client success at Ostium, basically, speaking to different traders, users, the LPs. I also manage the mod team on Ostium. So if you have any questions, probably if you come onto Discord, Telegram, you're on X, you'll probably, interact with me. Nice to meet you, everyone.
Nice. And yeah, for myself, I am currently working on Clash of Pubs. Clash of Pubs is a gamified pub decks. We are currently integrated with 15 pub dexes, partnered officially with 12 of them, and hosting regular trading competitions where you can earn extra points. Yep.
Nice.
Okay, cool. So, Snow, do you want to give like a little intro, maybe about yourself and also Ostium for our audience?
Yeah, sure. So a little bit about myself, very quickly. Maybe I'll explain the lore on how my name came about. Um, I joined crypto full time 3 days after Luna and Terra. So at that point of time, I thought, hey, that was crypto is probably gonna be a very terrible winter. So I thought, my kind of like arrival was um, the start of like maybe crypto winter. So I gave myself the name Snow because snow is the first sign of winter. Yeah. So that's how I gave myself the name.
Oh, I see. I haven't heard of that before. It's my first time learning about why you name yourself Snow.
Yeah. Then I started out as a mod, at Meta Frontier,
Mm-hmm.
work with like various um, protocols on Solana EVM. So I have like CM for protocols on in the NFT space, in DeFi, Dexes. Then before I move on to Ostium. So now let's talk about Ostium itself. Very quickly, Ostium is the place to trade. We offer a lot of like RWA markets. We are ours. We'll like other people say that we are a perpetual DEX, but I think we brand ourselves like an on-chain broker. Like we are the gateway to global markets, because we were the earliest, to offer like different RWA assets before the RWA assets, Meta, became hot, right? So yeah, we were already offering different indices and commodities. Then before we slowly expanded to like forex, individual stocks that you see now. Yeah, so that's um, that's how Ostium came about, and we are actually one of the we if you trade on Ostium, you can trade put on a very large trade with little spreads, right? So that's what we aim to be. We want to have a lot of liquidity for traders, right? So when traders like place a one click, they can um, place like say eight figures like 10 million bucks trade with like as little spreads as possible. Like we're looking at about 10 bips. Yeah, so that is like very reasonable. Yeah, for traders to trade on Austin. Yep.
For those,
Yeah. Mhm.
yeah, sorry.
Right. Sorry, go ahead.
Yeah. For Ostium, you guys have a key focus on RWAs, right, or commodities. Is that right?
Yeah, that's right. Of course, we also offer like crypto perps, but I think we want to let everyone trade anything, right? So of course we have the major crypto markets. Then I would say like RWA is our specialty because we were very early on offering commodities. We were very early on offering forex indices. Yeah, with high leverage. Yeah. And of course low spreads. And we have been constantly iterating in terms of our crypto engine. So like I think just in April, right, we actually officially partner with Jump um, to hedge like traders exposure. Yeah, so that's like a very exciting upgrade, and we were able to like lower fees by quite significantly then. And of course, like right now, we are still upgrading the crypto hedging system, right? So things are constantly changing. We are constantly improving and building. Yeah. So
What's
any,
actually the like
yeah,
sorry, I got
Shinchan.
a question.
Yeah, sure.
Like yeah, I'm just curious like yeah, but do you want to share with the audience about like some stacks? Like what's the like most traded assets? Like the top 3 to 5 on Ostium. Is that like US stocks or some other type of commodities like gold or indexes or even like forex?
Yeah, let me share very quickly,
Mm-hmm.
right? My screen, just a moment. Wait. Yeah, there's an Ostium page for everything. Just very quickly, share my entire screen. So yeah, this can. Oh, wonderful! Again, you guys can see the
Yeah,
page,
I can
right?
see that. Right. Yeah.
So is this is our Dune page. We share all our stats over here. Um, and yeah, wow, we are closing in on like 60 bill trading volume, and just couple of very interesting stats. We have 30K users, 41 million total fees. That's amazing, right? We just recently crossed
Yeah.
40 mil mark. Um, 1.6 million trades placed, very cool as well. We still have quite a bit of like active users, two 250 in terms of the last 24 hours, about 650 for the last 7 days. Then if you're talking about the most traded pair, let's take a look. Wow, that's all the stats right there that you want. Yeah, number of okay, in terms of volume, right, you can see that gold really is the shiny metal that everyone wants to trade on Ostium in terms of the volume. Gold is actually in one funny interesting thing about Ostium is gold is actually 3 bips. If I'm not mistaken, it's like a
Mm-hmm.
cheapest place to trade gold on chain. 3 bips, just opening fees, no closing fees, right? So just 3 bips, and you can see that yeah, in terms of the number of trades by pair, gold. Oh, that's BDC. So this is gold, this is BDC. Yeah, and in terms of fees, you can see this distribution that where gold, despite it being 3 bips, right, compared to say crypto is about 10 bips right now in terms of opening fees. Yeah, you can see that gold still we still lead in gold in terms of like its contribution to our volume as well as like fees we have collected from it. Yeah, so very very cool Ostium page if you want to like do more research. Yeah.
Oh. Yeah, I didn't actually expect gold the gold asset to be the most traded one actually. But I think
Right.
that makes sense because of the low fees and yeah.
Yeah, and the next will be BDC and ETH.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, so crypto is still very widely traded on Ostium, right? So the majors, especially, then you can have Sol, that's gold, that's like silver. That's very funny. silver
Mm-hmm.
is in, silver is in a gold color over here. So yeah, then you have euros. Yeah, forex. Yes, we do offer
Mm-hmm.
like forex as well. So people actually like punt a lot of like forex through us, and yeah, who can forget, right? This is like WTI oil. So yeah.
Yeah. Right. Yeah, I think like let me put it this way. Um so I'm gonna go into some like spicy questions
Sure.
right now. Yeah, because I think like currently for Ostium, I read from some kind of announcements or tweet, like over 70% of the volume is actually from TradeFi assets, right? And like RWA. So but at the same time, right, we are seeing quite a number of I would say like perp dexes are trying to offer more and more RWA assets, and we will see a growing number of even protocols trying to offer spot like US stocks for the users. So how do you feel about like the trend going, and how do you like feel about like the future of the growth of Ostium, or even like the whole like perp dex landscape? Because
Yeah.
for me, I just personally, right, I'm just like a normal user of perp decks. I would try different perp decks just to understand the user experience, what kind of yield that I can get if I'm not just like doing futures trading. And potentially, right, a lot of users would would try to allocate assets like tokens across different protocols because they want to potentially get the points and for future tokens, right? So I would see like yeah, the scene right now it's quite diverse, and yeah, I wouldn't say like of course like we see a definite dominant player in the space, but like what happened to all those like all the rest of the protocols, right?
Yeah, that's a very good question. Does like Satoshi want to take the question first? Like,
Wait, sorry, what's the question again? My bad.
yeah, so
It's more
it's
like yeah. Sorry, go
yeah,
ahead.
it's more like what's the PubDex trend in terms of like everyone going towards like offering RWA assets, and where do you see like PubDexes and the RWA trend going? Yeah.
Oh damn. Wow. I think I think there are more people trading equities now, and it honestly it's it's how do I put it? It's very trend driven. So you can see pub dexers on Solana listing SpaceX perps or Micron perps right before the earnings call. They they're doing it in such a way that that they're listing it fast enough as close to an event, so that there is a reason for people to trade it. So yeah, currently I think more people are trading equities because there's just more action there, and we yeah pubdexes are listing it fast enough. Um, yeah, and honestly, crypto's tough. There's not much going on, right? And I mean, if you look at prices of Bitcoin, ETH, like what the hell,
Yeah.
what the hell is these prices? But yeah, yeah. So I think equities are driving volumes even in on chain because there's just so much more going on there now.
Yeah, thanks for the answer. Right, so maybe let's start with the first part on the RWA trend. Right, so
Mm-hmm.
uh, just very quickly, I think Ostium was one of the few. I've paid very close attention to the pub space or the RWA space in general. Ostium was one of the first that
Mm-hmm.
offered like RWA assets on chain, and funny story is that's why I DM Caladora and asked her, hey, you guys are building something very interesting. Can I work for you? That's how I literally start out for I got this
Okay.
job, right? So Yeah, very very interesting early on. Another thing is because like you mentioned, right? The crypto markets aren't doing very well, right? Equities has been down only. Then you have like stocks, AI stocks, memory, everything else, right? Basically, commodities also going to all-time highs when VDC
Yeah.
and ETH has been performing relatively poorly, right? And that's why people I would say like traders are driven by profits, right? So very incentive driven, so they will flock to wherever that whatever asset class or wherever like whichever markets that can make money, right? And that's why people started looking into other ways, right? Wow. And if you provide them with other ways, right, they don't have to off ramp the money to exchanges. They are still very crypto native, right? So they don't want to like off ramp their money to an exchange, then on ramp again to the traditional like brokerage, and that could take about in terms of fees, in terms of like duration, right? That this on off ramp on ramp duration could take about like few days, right? That's like really slows
Mhm.
down like it adds a lot of like friction for like traders to deploy. So I think that's where like Ostium really comes in, and all these like exchanges really come in and capture this like reduce the friction and allow people to trade on chain, right? And of course I think yeah, let's talk about competitor competitor, right? Trade XYZ.
Mhm.
So yeah, Trade XYZ did I would say like they did a fantastic job into having markets tradable like 24/7, right? So
Yeah.
initially, the liquidity wasn't very good, right? The order book, that there were, what makes actually a market, that you need a buyer and seller, right? And of course, you have like more people trading, the price will become better. And they, Trade XYZ, the SpaceX, even for the SpaceX IPO, right? They kind of like correctly predicted a price that will go live on the market.
Mhm.
That to me
Yeah.
was that was really impressive, right?
Yeah.
Crypto um, got the spotlight again. So then how does Ostium fit into all this, right? We aggregate prices, right? We are a Oracle pricing based DEX, right? So we don't like operate via the order book, despite trades being executed on a bid and ask, right? So
Mhm.
we we aggregate different price feeds. We make sure that the prices are as accurate as possible, like across multiple venues, right? Before traders can trade. So you can be assured that the prices you get a really good execution. That's how we offer like different low slippage, like low price impact, and very reasonable and competitive fees. So in terms of RWA trends, what do I see? I think exchanges will continue to list as many RWAs as possible.
Mhm. Yeah.
Exchanges are highly profitable. So as you can tell, like 40 million in terms of like total fees, everyone wants a pie, a slice of the pie, right? And everyone will be
Yeah.
competing to gain market share, onboard as many traders as possible, right? So, and onboard as many markets as possible, work with different MMs and to do different deals and improve liquidity so that, they remain a competitive force in the space. Yeah. And that's what like Ostium is doing as well. And in terms of the in the long run, I think at least for Ostium, right, we are working on something to allow us to list as many things under the sun as possible. Let's just put it that
Mhm.
way. Of course, like this is a work in progress. So hopefully, when it it becomes live, then we can share more, and you get like you can tell us whatever stock you want to trade, and we'll work towards listing it. And of course, like we need the price feeds to be reliable, right? So
Okay.
different sorry sorry for going on a ramble,
No, no
right?
worries. Go ahead. Go ahead. Yeah.
Yeah,
This is
so
really fruitful. Yeah.
so different exchanges have like different unique selling points, I would say. So like I think like Trade XYZ is the order book,
Mhm.
people can but I would say like Oops, that's my alert. Not bad. Yeah. So yeah, where was I? Yeah, Trade XYZ. I think in terms of funding, for some markets, right? Because the OI is very high, it could affect funding, right? Or the funding that users paying or
Yeah.
receiving, right? So yeah, you can do a delta and drop up. If you know what you're doing, you can do that on Trade XYZ. But for Ostium, I think our focus, is make sure that traders can trade a large size, like offer as much liquidity as possible so that the price impact is low, and we hedge our exposures so that the funding rates are low, or at least like reasonable, and reflects like the dynamic like pricing uh, that reflects the actual pricing that's in line with the real life assets, real world assets, other ways, So that's what we offer.
Yeah. Well, actually, speaking of like the stock and the different type of like out of the assets that you mentioned, because I mean recently I'm quite into like US stock trading. Because I think everyone else observed the trend of because maybe of the political situation that's happening between the states and Iran that would affect the market movement. So there are a lot of opportunities for traders actually to capitalize on these uncertainties to get gains. And other than that, we are seeing like the U.S. stock market is like super intertwined with the AI landscape, whether it's from the infrastructure perspective or even to its supply chain, right? For example, we are seeing like AMD constantly going all-time high the previous weeks, but not today, I think. And also like and with all the like semiconductor kind of like market and people are trying to get into like different stocks to speculate, but at the same time to leverage and for more gains, right? And there's actually I tried to use Claude to build a kind of like a stock perp aggregator.
Really?
Because I think my struggle is that I want to trade stock on chain. But the thing is that because like I can just put in $100, right? And then I can go like 20x, and then I already got a big enough positions to get maybe 10 the quantity of certain stocks in a more nominal value, right? So that's what I was trying to do. The thing is that when there is like a trending stock, but it's not like blue chip enough, like it's not Google, it's not like Zendesk, or it's not like QQQ, whatever. It's quite difficult, like to hunt and to see like which platform actually offers that stock.
I see.
Yeah, that's actually my thought, because sometimes I might I maybe like in Singapore is that like popular to use like Moomoo or some other like broker platforms, right? And me in Hong Kong, I'm using some other broker platforms too, trying to get a trade stocks, but at the same time, like I'm not sure about the market situation, but I don't want to like invest too much in the call or put options that might be risky. So I could just go on chain and hatch my positions. But the thing is that sometimes there isn't an option like for the stock that I wanted to do. For example, like ASX, which is also a semiconductor stock. So that's my kind of like struggle right now.
Actually, that's a very good point. Like even on traditional online brokerages, each one offers its own set of markets, right? Like Moomoo and Tiger, they offer Hong Kong, US, and Singapore. And for if you want to access more, you need to use maybe interactive brokers. It covers Taiwan, Japan, Korea. But then when it comes to pub dexes, like what assets do they support? And it's so fragmented. There isn't actually a venue where you can just check what assets are supported on which platform. Actually, Shinchan, you should really
unless like
you should do that dashboard, man.
Yeah, unless there's like a stock like kind of like a perp DAX aggregator, but it depends on like how many they could actually right?
Yeah.
Because it depends on the partnership terms and the technical abilities.
Yeah. I think
So-
aggregators don't make enough money, and it's very hard to aggregate across chains. I mean, it will only make sense to maybe aggregate Solana because there's so many perp decks over here. But every other chain only has like one perp dex.
Yeah, I would say, a lot of these traditional brokerages, brokerage, they will, there's a lot of like friction in terms of like KYC. Then in terms of like your level of like financial knowledge and or competency on like structured products, right? They will, limit you in terms of whether you can trade
Yeah.
options or not, right? And the leverage that you use, or whether you can sell call options. If you sell a nickel call option, you can get like blown out, and you have to pay back in terms of that, right? Just to get your account back to 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 fun yeah so that your account can function again, right? Then after that, in terms of aggregating different markets, in terms of the different markets, I think there are regulations as well, right? Then I think recently, Mumu has like regulations where they cannot like offer US stocks on the platform itself, right? For certain regions, right? China and Hong Kong, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah.
So there are a lot.
Yeah. Right.
Yeah, so there are a lot of like regulations at play. So that's I think that's where like DeFi comes in. But of course, like I think we DeFi has to be very careful not to like skirt the rules too much, or else you get the attention of like the SEC and yeah. Then
Yeah.
in terms of like listing on like the more niche stocks that you talk about, there's also a lot of constraints, right, in terms of like liquidity, right? Other
Yeah.
than legal licenses, also like liquidity. Okay, yeah, you can offer like very niche stocks or instruments, but is there a market maker? Are you going to get a good execution on that, right? It
Yeah.
is if your trader pressing the button or a buy button like 1 million buy button is gonna like move the price so much that you cannot he's gonna get like maybe say 60 1 million, then he gets like 600k of worth of that instrument. So that there's a lot of constraints, especially on chain, and especially for illiquid asset and market. Yeah, so that's how I think about it. And I would say, yeah, I would love if you continue to build the perps aggregator. I think there are a lot of constraints because you also need to account for like different mechanism of
Yeah.
perp taxes. Yeah, so that's a very it's a tall order, but I'd love to see it. And I think any exchange, right, that builds it will be you can raise a lot of money. I think one example would be like I would say like Jupiter, right? So it used to be a aggregator for different coins on Solana, and initially people thought that 1inch was the aggregator on like EVMs, right? So of course it's worth a lot, and of course like that on
Yeah.
Jupiter achieved that on Solana, and they are worth a lot. So I would say any perps aggregator, especially when the perps meta is so hot, I think it is a good idea to build. So please don't steal the idea from Shinchan. Yeah, let Shinchan build it, and I will fully support it. Yeah, please. I would.
Yeah.
do a
I
check
will.
for
I
you.
will spend some time to work on that. Yeah.
I will write a check.
Yeah. Makes sense. Yeah. Well, yeah. I think the kind of like illiquidity of niche assets could be I don't know, could be a constraint, or could be like a an opportunity for perp dexes to expand and even to open up to in terms of like I would say like the greater aspect of the different categories of audience that they were able to target, right? Because actually that brought me to another question of like what's the like best approach for perp decks, right? To thrive, in the sense that whether do you think like targeting B2B is actually more practical than a B2C perspective? Or like, of course, like I think both should be parallel, but like in terms of like the emphasis and the way to expand. I'm going to illustrate a bit more on that. So I was thinking like, yeah, if I'm building a perp decks, right? So I want to, of course, my goal maybe after the perp decks, I want to build our API product so that it could be expanded to offer like API trading for different trading firms, or even for certain like family offices who need frequent tradings of perps to do hedging or to do different investment and trading strategies. And then usually they would come in size, right? So they're kind of like the VIPs of the VIP users of the platform that we might be targeting. Whereas, from a B2C perspective, I think DeFi, right, or perp decks, it's basically public. It's like is an open platform, so anyone could access. Maybe certain platforms would offer KYC requirements, but mostly maybe they don't. And these offers a platform for different users to do trade freely with the selected assets that they want, right? Yeah. But then for B2C users, I would say like it is very diverse, right? We're able to find like big traders and who would be constantly trading on certain assets, but maybe a lot of the users they usually like they would chip in like small amount of funds to do trial, and they might not be able to do a lot of frequent tradings because of certain limitations. And yeah, so that kind of like, I don't know, like that kind of situation kind of provoke my thinking about like, yeah, whether perp decks is what's the like best way to thrive.
Yeah, that's a good question. I think maybe Satoshi can share a little bit more about his opinion before I go on.
Sure, man. I think evidence from Hyperliquid is I mean, one interface doesn't serve all. Actually, if you can see,
Mm-hmm.
FOMO launched Perps powered by Hyperliquid, I think 2 weeks ago. They're now number 5 on the builder codes fees. Yeah, and that's within 2 weeks. I mean,
Yeah,
it's
that's
simply
impressive.
yeah,
It's
yeah.
super.
Yeah.
That's how it should be, and their UI is superior. Social trading is huge as well,
Yeah.
and I guess Hyperliquid themselves could never do that. Same goes for like any other pub decks. I think the way to expand is to try to nurture a good API or SDK docs so that
Mm-hmm.
builders can build on top of it. And yeah, your distribution serves you better there. I think B2C is hard. I think a lot of these a lot of these retail traders are not married to any platform. It's the same when you trade on traditional online brokerages, right? You just see who gives
Yeah.
you better
Mm-hmm.
fees and who has more assets or more markets listed. Uh, yeah, you just like I gravitated to Mumu back then because it was I think $1 per trade versus traditional brokerages, which was like 25, and there was a higher ticket size required. So yeah, same goes here. B2C is
Yeah.
hard.
Yeah, you brought up certain very, some very interesting points, right? One, I think maybe I'd like to discuss them both. Discuss all of them. So one would be in terms of like builder SDK APIs, right? So these tools are highly important, right? Especially if you want like builders to integrate with you guys. I think Ostium actually, recently we just launched our new builder um, SDK. So yeah, it's like super easy to integrate with us right now. If any builders out there, and also Clash of Perps, can integrate us, need help integrating us, we'll definitely be happy to sit down together with you and work together and see how we can help it work together and collaborate on something. Yeah. Then next is you also highlighted on trading costs. Yeah, I think that is the friction for any traders, right? So in terms of exchanges, whether it's like institutional players or retail players, or right, everyone considers the risk involves, what are the incentives that you can offer us in terms of points, right? Are those points worth anything at all, right? That's something that people have been thinking about. So then trading costs, right? Then of course security and OPSEC, and counterparty risk, right? So a lot of even for centralized exchanges themselves, right? I think custodian risk, counterparty custodian risk super high, right? When you think about FTX, right?
Yeah.
So for that's why people do think about DeFi, and even if these large institutional players, right, when they interact with oops interact with DeFi apps, they will definitely they have their own risk parameters, right? So they'll look at a code, if there's any potential exploits and stuff like that, and audits, becomes highly important here. Yeah, and even so a lot of institutions, I would say they think a little bit differently when it comes to their execution. So risk is highly important to them, how much they're gonna put in, right? They're definitely gonna full board into an exchange. They also need to think about how they which, if they want to express their positions, right? Their theses, right? They might split up across different exchange to mask their orders as well. So I think that's institutions generally operate on a different level. Then for retail players, I would say, it's very incentive focused. We do have some large whale traders as well. So I think it's Ostium is we actually, I think the 80-20 rule applies here. 80% of your volume or your fees are contributed by 20% of your users. And I think it's the same across many exchanges out there, even for centralized exchanges, right? So they're the cornerstone, for of our for in terms of users, right? So the focus remains the same, right? Make sure that we offer a lot of liquidity such that they can put large positions with as low cost and as little price impact as possible. So I think that's why whales trade on Ostium. And I'm not a whale myself, but pre-rich, hopefully. Everyone is pre-rich here. So I also trade on Ostium. Yeah.
Wait, actually, curious. How do you guys onboard institutions? I guess I'm just curious. What's the pipeline like? How do you guys reach out to these institutions? How do you get them to trade? How do you retain them? Yeah.
Yeah, that's a good question, right? So I think kudos to our BD team, of course, and of course, I think one avenue to look at would be to look at whoever invested in the exchange, right? So I think if you pay attention to a lot of these exchanges, right, there are a lot of MMs or institutional MMs that invest in different exchanges and even sectors as well. So centralized exchange like Coinbase, investing in different of these exchanges, and that's where your pipeline of your institutions come in, right? You can always reach out to connections from whoever you raised. Yeah, so Jam is one of our investors, and of course they're our MM partner. So that's how you onboard institutions, I would say. Yeah, I think that's the low hanging fruit there. Yeah.
I would say to be frank, so from my experience, because
Sure.
personally I did some BD and growth work for protocols before, and a lot of the times what I had to do is to look for liquidity or like volume for the platform, and how do we find like the whales or the kind of like B2B partners that could work with us. It's to be frank, like all about connections, and mostly we might have to rely on the founding team, from the investor relationships and
Yeah.
from people that they know. Yeah, because but just like for fun sharing lah. Because I mean, like I'm a kind of like I would say like just a mid senior or slash like I'm not like the management level people within the protocol. So whenever we have to approach a certain partner who is keen on like providing liquidity and all that, what I could do, it's actually more on like the coordination, logistics, preparing of the pitch decks, updating of some data figures, and providing whatever information that they need. But like the final negotiation process and whether they would trust the protocol and the product that we offer, it really relies on how the founders and the core team pitched to that person or that particular partner that they talk to.
Yeah, I fully agree,
Yeah.
right? So it's how they convey trustworthiness, I would say a lot, because I, yeah,
Mhm. Yeah.
especially in crypto. So I've watched how like founders do their race and stuff. Yeah, very. I would say like it's a very eye-opening process. Personally, I'm not there yet, but hopefully, down the road, and of course, Shinchan, when you do your race for your perps
My
aggregator, yeah,
aggregator.
you can definitely, I will
Mhm.
definitely support you. Also, yeah, definitely will be, with your experience, I'm sure you'll be able to, reach out to different founders, connections, and raise and actually build a product. Quite exciting.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah. I'm imagining like if I were to build that product to go live, I don't know, maybe it's very mobile first. If like of course like if it could be B2B, right? But I
Yeah.
guess like the concept is more B2C oriented. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, actually I wonder like will there be like a native app for Ostium?
Oh, that's interesting. I would say, stay tuned to the announcements. Yeah. Stay tuned
Uh-huh.
to the announcements.
Okay.
Yeah. Yeah. I think
Yeah.
like you brought up a very interesting point, which is a lot of apps, going mobile, right? Because
Mm-hmm.
everyone's on their phones with
Yeah.
um, PC. Not everyone's like, if they're on the go, not everyone's like will be able to train on a PC, right? But for mobile, everyone has their phone with them, right? And it every, and if you're on the go, you can train on mobile. Some
Mm-hmm.
users in like developing like emerging economies also, if you want to break into emerging economies, right, they are also like use more mobile than PCs, right? So that's something to
Yeah.
think about as well. So the having a strong mobile app is a very good value proposition, yeah, for traders. Yeah, so definitely, stay tuned to the announcements.
Yeah. True. Yeah. Personally, yeah, maybe Satoshi, you might want to add on your thoughts on this. But like personally, yeah, I use mobile apps to trade a lot. And if so usually like if I think there is a trend that I could trade, right? For example, like Bitcoin or maybe a certain RWA assets, for example, maybe NVDA. So my first instant is that I would try to see what are the apps that I have in my iPhone, and if I have to use, for example, like MetaMask slash Rabby or Rainbow, and then go to the browser and then connect through there, and before I could execute a trade, that would be actually my hesitation. So if there is like a Perpdex app that is I have installed and is ready, I just click in, search for the token, and then place the trade. Yeah, that's more like intuitive for me. So that is why, yeah, I I don't know why, but like personally, I value a lot on mobile like interactivity for protocols.
Yeah, I think that's valid.
Yeah.
My favorite mobile trading apps are like Freeport and Liquid. Liquid uses Hyperliquid and Ostium for backend. Then
Mm-hmm.
Freeport, I'm not sure what they use, but Freeport is very interesting. They give you essentially like a news feed. So yeah, essentially like reading financial news, and along with each financial news, it tags the ticker symbols which are affected by the news. So like if it's a positive Google related update, they will allow you to trade Google directly. So as long as you have funds deposited on the app, you can trade based on real time news, which is quite interesting.
Yeah. So I think for mobile app, there are two very important things like you mentioned, right? One is like Liquid, which is the UI UX, right? So I think if anyone play around with Liquid, you can tell like the mobile app is like super smooth, right? And that's when I saw the video for the first time, I was like, whoa, I'm impressed. I actually want to use Liquid, right? To trade Ostium on Liquid, right? So that's one thing. And the second thing that you brought up, which is also like reduce, how do you like really make people on the trade, right? So, if you pair up with news, you can help traders like make more informed decisions on what markets to trade. Of course, like not offering like any financial advice. Leaning towards stuff like just providing information so that to facilitate trading. So that's like I would say like UX, the overall UX on mobile is highly important. Yeah. So
Mm-hmm.
and I think mobile is like a very key piece like for any exchange out there. Yeah. Hmm.
Yeah. And yeah, just final note. I think it's about the notifications that I could get. Because when I open a position, so if it's like almost getting liquidated or if the price dropped to certain level, I'm able to get the alerts like instantly, so I could plan ahead of what to do next if I didn't set any like stop loss or TP for the position. So yeah, I think that might be like a plus for me. Yeah.
Yeah, for sure. The
Mm-hmm.
notifications help, right? So to help you like actively, allow you to like active management of positions while you're on the go. I think
Yeah.
that is like highly important, and that's why
Yeah.
the mobile experience like a key piece lah for any exchange.
Mm-hmm.
Actually, I have a couple of questions for Saidoshi. Before
Wait, no, one question for you.
yeah,
Do you guys have builder codes?
yes, we do. We
Okay.
yeah, we have builder codes. Is we actually upgraded our builder SDK recently. So yeah, we'll send it to you.
Okay, nice. Yeah, I was just we're setting up. Okay. Got
Wow, setting up on live stream.
it.
Whoa, yeah. Saidoshi is like non-stop building, right? So even on the live stream, he's trying to integrate with Ostium. So something to look forward to. Yeah, Saidoshi, I have a couple of questions for you if you don't mind. I followed like Cash of Perps like recently and saw that you Cash of Perps has 5K users and counting, DAUs of like 200 plus, and you guys like recently breached monthly volume of like the 25-30K, sorry, 25-30 million. Like the growth has been tremendous, right? So what's your like go to market strategy, and you know maybe you
Okay,
can tell us the secret sauce for Cash of Perps.
I'm gonna do something. I'm not sure if I should do this, but I'll just do it. I'll share my admin dashboard, so you
Sure.
can see the numbers I look at every
Yeah.
day. So this is for us our earnings through Perps. We recently refreshed our dashboard, so these numbers are ever since we started on the new dashboard. Our 30-day trading volume is around 29, very close to 30. These are the fees that we get across each pub dex. Some are zero because they don't have builder fees yet, or there's not much trading volume on it. Yeah. GM trade, yeah, no builder fees, which is very sad. Most of our users actually came from. Most of our users come from Phoenix actually and Pacifica. So we started off on Pacifica because we won the trading competition there, and thereafter,
Congratulations.
thereafter when we got our next spike in user base through launching on Solana mobile and hosting a trading competition with Phoenix. Let me see if I can show you guys the breakdown. Yeah. No, but yeah, you can even see right this. I see this every other day. There's at least 10 to 30 people who are playing at any moment, which is nice to see. Yeah, wait for it to update. Here's based on pub decks, so you can see user adoption across each pub deck.
Nice.
Yeah, and Phoenix and Pacifica, they take up practically. We only got 5.6K now.
Whoa.
So, yeah, that's a lot. We gained almost 600 users just from yesterday. 500 to 600 users from yesterday.
It's impressive.
That's very impressive.
No, I think that's because people only bother to discover new apps or try them out when token price is good. Our token was up 3x a day ago. So I guess more people decided to take a look. We do have referral codes also. So, but currently we have limited them. So there's 100 here, but it's actually we only issued 2 officially. We're just playing around with growth strategies. We don't know what the hell we're doing, but we're just trying things out as we go. This is like our in-game shop revenue. Not crazy. Yeah.
Right. I would say Xaitoshi, you are very modest, right? With many apps, not attracting enough builders and stuff, and you are bucking the trend, right? And you're saying that, you don't know what you're doing, but it seems that you're doing great.
Okay, I mean with each pub dex we integrate, we do get a few hundred users. So I guess in terms of go to market, we are how I saw it initially was if I can integrate more pub dexes, I can get their community and their users. Then that's how I distribute. But I think one thing I didn't notice was how the power law applies everywhere. So even for us, most of our volume is driven by also a small set of users who are just actively playing. And it's I was hoping because given that I started this project to try to get retail users to trade on perps more, I was hoping for more of like a even distribution of usage, but
Right.
not the case.
Yeah. I guess it's the same everywhere. There are bound to be traders who are very excited and loyal traders, right? And that's these are the traders that you want to like hold on to as long as possible, right? And I would say I keep iterating this, which is traders are the backbone of like users are the backbone of like any product. So you really want to have a very good relationship with your customers, your clients. Yeah. I have another question, which is how's the response for the I saw that you hosted like event that was so cool. And how's the response like? And will we see like more trading events in real life?
Yeah, to be honest, the Singapore event in terms of in-person trading was not high because I think I should have noticed this when I hosted events before. We did this event with a panel discussion and networking and food after. So I was hoping that people would trade during the networking and food session.
Right.
But that's not the case. People like to network and have food. We did have traders, but mostly came from online actually. Yeah, so that wasn't ideal. But what's good to know is at least for Pacifica, when we hosted with them, it was the first time that they have done an event in Singapore. It was the first time that the head of growth actually was on a fireside chat. Yeah,
Whoa.
so
That's
Mm.
it
Okay.
was good. It
Oh.
was good on that part. But and we did get good feedback from people who were interested in the project, who are physically there. A lot of them are other founders, who just maybe try they share about their project as well, and yeah, I can. It's good. It's always good to hear from another builder. And we did have one Korean trader who's like number 200 on Pacifica and variational. So
whoa.
his point was, I mean, he gave very good feedback on how the trading UI should be for if we are targeting perp traders, and
Nice.
I mean, his point is we should target perp traders because they are what drives our
Mhm.
revenue. The game portion is a novelty, but we shouldn't focus too much on it, given that I mean, in-game revenue won't be as recurring as perp trading volume.
I
Yeah.
see. I see. So,
uh, yeah, then I guess from this event, the next thing that we are looking to do now is potentially to host in Korea.
whoa.
Because because I mean, just to give it a try, right? Uh, actually, trading competitions like in-person trading competitions got popular in Korea. The kind
Mm.
where they put the charts out on big screens and then start giving
Mhm.
commentary over it. I think if we can have that for Clash of Pubs towards KBW, that
Whoa.
would be interesting. Yeah. So I did speak with Arbitrum's gaming team today. Uh, they are interested to help us, but yeah, we will need buy-in from pub dexters on Arbitrum. So
Mm,
that includes you guys.
interesting. Interesting. Wow.
Yeah.
Wow. Wow.
So that is something I'm gonna try for if possible. If not, I will have to fund it myself. Yeah.
Wow. Wow. Yeah, some very interesting foreshadowing there. Hopefully, and if you, yeah, definitely, we'll be down to, see how we can collaborate. And in terms of like sponsorship, personal sponsorship as well, I'm, definitely willing to, we can definitely talk about it after the call. Sounds
Mhm.
super interesting. Yeah, I always like in real life events because um it yeah, a lot of pressure to trade well in real life in front of an audience. I know it's like very stressful, but it's also that's what makes it so exciting, right? Yeah.
Yeah.
And yeah, what's other than the in real life event, what's next for Clash of Perps?
Oh, we have been so volume has been our biggest issue so far. We are not compared well against other front ends because of our volume. Our volume is low. Uh, we are looking to plug that with our own trading strategy bots. So that's what we've been
Mm.
working on for nearly 2 weeks now. We did approach other protocols like CD Flow that actually provide this service for pub dexes, but to them, for them, they don't have SDKs for their product, and uh, yeah, without it, it will be a very customized integration, and that will cost a lot, and our volumes do not justify an integration for them either. So we had no choice but to work on our own. So hopefully, when that is out, basically we'll be providing it on a subscription basis, and yeah,
Mhm.
it should help users bring up their volume or essentially auto trade while they play the game. So you can farm gold without actually trading yourself, and hopefully by then we can get our volumes up.
Mm.
At least
So yeah, so something like a MM bot or something.
yes.
Mm.
Yeah, just to drive volume, but minimize losses in terms of fees and P&L. Yeah,
Wow, that sounds very exciting. Yeah.
yeah, and
Yeah, I think yeah.
yeah.
Sorry.
Sorry. This week we are still integrating perp dexes, so Ostium
Mhm.
and Lighter as well. then I mean for us right now we integrate based on requests, and yeah, trying to. Oh wait, one last update. We're trying to do a mega pub decks competition. So
Come
as
in.
yeah, yeah, essentially partner with as many pub dexers to just do one big one, and we give out more rewards on a daily basis. The biggest criticism we have as well is our prize pool. Our prize pool right now is too small. We give up to 1,000 based on volume, and usually it doesn't hit the second tier. So we usually only give out 500 in prize pool. Yeah, we'll be looking to do maybe a few hundred a day for a mega pub dex trading competition. So hopefully that helps to drive more users to use our platform.
Sounds good. Shinchan, you were saying something?
Yeah, just a follow-up question after what Xaitoshi shared. Yeah, because I think you mentioned about like traders giving feedback about the core element of like perp decks being perp decks friendly, right? So would you think there would be some kind of like product revamp involved to kind of like minimize the gaming element of like the towers and defense?
Wow. Actually, on the I mean, this is something we decided to do
Mm-hmm.
before this conversation. We aren't we because we got a lot of users from the novelty itself. We are now actually
Mm-hmm.
doubling down on the novelty first.
Okay.
So we got a proper freelance designer to work on the game models. So it's a lot it's a lot better game UI. But I think minimizing the game would be something we'll explore down the road as well. So maybe closer towards something like idle gaming. Actually, from the trends of mobile gaming and idle gaming, we should have saw this as well. Gaming itself, having too many steps is also a high friction activity that just reduces the number of users that actually go about doing so. So
Mm-hmm.
likely towards less actions, more idle gaming, idle trading. Then what the hell do people do? Maybe they scroll TikTok while they play the damn game. I don't know.
That is a very cool concept, and I'm glad you brought up like idle gaming, because I think everyone is like time tight, but at the same time they want to like play, or like they want to interact with like different dapps. So yeah, Clash of Perps might just be the answer to that. If you give them the idle mode or like option, that's so cool.
Yeah. Right.
Yeah, but I think one big question I have for, I guess, Snow, and maybe Shinchan, you can answer this as well. Like, okay, maybe for Shinchan, maybe on a user perspective, would you be trading pubs on a pub dex if there wasn't a potential airdrop coming? And for Snow, it's more towards after after points programs like and TG, like what's the next, what are other initiatives or strategies you guys are looking to do to essentially continuously re-engage traders? This comes with the context of, even for, let's say, like online brokerages, they themselves require consistent engagement to their community or the general public. They host in Singapore. They host AI trading lessons on a weekly basis. They bring in people to teach you how to use their APIs on Claude, so you can auto trade on their platform. They give out. They do a lot of what's it called, road shows. They do a lot of promotional discounts on specific tickers. Yeah, I'm just curious if Ostium has thought of post TG initiatives. Maybe Shinchan can go first.
Mm. I mean, like for myself, is maybe just my own practice. I'm not sure about like how I mean like different people would have different kind of like practice when they're doing or when they're trading with apps. For me, it's more like actually I put funds across different protocols, whether they are TGE or non-TGE. Reason is that first is actually about risk diversification. So yeah, just in case it's just like if there is certain concern about a certain platform, right? And I don't just all my funds in one single platform. I just kind of spread that evenly across different protocols so that I'm able to do trades in different platforms that I want. Because sometimes like a certain platform might not be able to offer a similar type of asset that I want in some other platform. So that's my own practice. But reason why I would put funds into different platforms, of course, because I want to farm the points and for potential airdrops. Yeah, I think that's quite the like reality that maybe some people are doing, or maybe I'm doing that. But maybe there are more people are doing that as well. Yeah, so that's like how I think about it. Yeah, it's actually I think it's actually more it would extend more than just like which perp taxes I'm trying to put money in. It could be like I'm trying to put money across central exchanges plus perp taxes for kind of like risk segregation, fund protection, and just to enjoy different products that is offered. So that's my take. Yeah, and actually one thing to add when we talk about like passive gaming within protocols, because I'm a big fan of Tamagotchi. So yeah, I was thinking like if there is a perp dex that I could like maybe for like do trades, or maybe if there is a liquidity provision that is required, and to that I'm able to accrue certain points or like XP, and then I can grow my Tamagotchi to certain levels, and then maybe that could turn into like real life reward or some other merch. Then I think that would be quite fun. Yeah, that's just my spontaneous thought.
Yeah, Tamagotchi.
Yeah.
Yeah, Tamagotchi. There was previously a meta like sleep to earn or something like that. So
Mm-hmm.
it's a bit like idle gaming. So
Wait. What do you mean a previous meta? Do you know Sleepagochi raised again? They're still running.
already
Yeah.
wait. Okay, yeah,
I
there
think I
was.
tried it in the Solana phone, but I didn't sustain like
Oh wait.
continue playing with that.
Oh yeah, you have the Solana phone. Is
Yeah,
it
I
wait?
had
Are
that.
they still actively promoting? Oh yes, they are. Yes, they are. My God, they got 28K
Because
downloads.
it's like the top recommended app. It's the top recommended app in the Solana phone. But I'm not like active every day with the Solana phone. So yeah.
Wellness to earn. That
Yeah.
was a very interesting meta. But and the tokens were like free tokens that you sleep well, you eat well, you get free money.
Mm-hmm.
That was yeah. But in terms of like value accrual, I'm not sure how projects like figure out that part of the yeah part that part. Um, Okay, on to your question on what's airdrop TGs and stuff like that. I would first off I would like to say thankfully I'm not part of the team that's like looking into incentives like airdrop and TG, right? Internally we have someone that's looking after that. I think that is a very tough job. I would say that there's no like solution or like no percentage or like whatever no structure that is like one size fits all, and you it's difficult to make everyone happy, right? and I would say like tokenomics, if done correctly, can turbocharge your growth. But of course, like what you see on Hyperliquid, right? In terms of the buybacks, right? But I would say like first and foremost, I will still yeah, it is a super tough job. I'm glad I'm not doing like in charge of that. Someone's in charge of that, and yeah, it's our team. Is having conversations. That's how I will leave it at. Um, as a builder or as a participant in the crypto space, and of course as a someone working with Ostium, I will still continue to use different perp dexes, right? One is for the love of the game. Two is also, I need to liquidate myself on like different perp dexes, and so that I know what's happening on our competitors, right? So love of the game. Yeah, so to find out, okay, how we can internally improve, reduce like friction, improve the UI UX, and what some of these like perp dexes are doing well and what we can learn from them. I think in terms of the playbook, every everyone is unique. There's something to learn from everyone, and that's the same for perp dexes, right? You see very interesting ideas or go to market campaigns that are thrown out there, and this is, I think, everyone's like trying to compete, and everyone's like learning from each other. So highly important. If you want to build in any space, you have to use the products, your competitors, right, your own products, to be sure that, to be clear on what you are building. Yeah, that's the main thing. And in terms of how I see, not on Ostium, right? In terms of, you see I own points across like various perp dexes, because I'm training on different perp dexes as well. Of course, Ostium as well, right? How I see value accrual, or like what's the plans after TG. I think a lot of people mark TG as the end of the project. Oh, after TG you die. But I think that is also a very difficult time to think about value accrual, right? So for hype, you can see that the buybacks, right? How do you make sure that the UI UX like remain relevant? How do you ensure that a product remains relevant so that people want to trade on your product? So that relationship is very important, right? Continuing to service your existing users while onboarding more users, I think will be a challenge for all perp dexes out there, especially so after TG, right? So it's not just an Austin problem; it's like a problem for all perplexes or any product out there, right? In any crypto product out there. The next would be to on value accrual, right? Which is how do you make sure that the SEC doesn't call you up, and you can provide value accrual for the token holders, right? Maybe it shouldn't just be governance, right? Like if there's this meme, right? If where you know when you have governance tokens, and founders have like so much governance token, or I want my Lambo to be in this color, right? They will just vote, yeah, I actually like this color, and they will just like outvote you in governance proposals, right? So doesn't make sense to me. So yeah, it should ideally, right, tokens should have like some sort of value in terms of buybacks and stuff. um Funnily, Degen Spartan, one of my favorite, special mention to Degen Spartan, one of my favorite CD characters that there's haven't been posting on CD. So he was very against buybacks, but somehow, in this cycle, I subscribe to his beliefs a lot. So somehow we saw like hype buybacks actually working in terms of like elevating the price of hype. So post TG, you saw hype going more than 10x, 20x, right? So buybacks still do work, but ultimately, in terms of the product inherently has to be very good itself, such that people continue to use your product after TG. So it still goes back to, on top of value accrual, it still goes back to product market fit, right? So um, yeah, and if you ask me whether like Ostium has product market fit, I would say yes, clearly we do. Of course, we are on top of that. I think we are not gonna rest on our, gonna stop and say, hey, we have product market fit, and we're just like stop onboarding more users, right? We've recently, gotten more people on the team. Emily, a very talented CMO, and of course, we have various hires that will improve our systems from the infra side as well as the marketing side. So, do keep a lookout on very interesting things that we are about to showcase to the world. Yeah.
Yeah, I think we cover and discuss what we want to know, and most of the things that I guess the audience might be interested in knowing. So just a last question. I think we posted the tweet about our live stream, right? And is there any are there any comments from the users? Because I think a few of them actually left some comments.
Oh wow! I saw something. Maybe Clash has some plans for staking or airdrop.
Wait, where do you even see that question? What the hell? I don't see the question, but I can answer it. Staking or airdrop? Airdrop? What do you mean airdrop? I got no tokens for airdrop, man.
Maybe from the marketing budget or
we do hold. Oh gosh. We do hold. I think. Let me see. We do hold 14%.
yeah. Sorry to interrupt. Xaitoshi,
Yeah.
if you answer this well, you are able to see maybe like 10x of users getting to your platform starting today or tomorrow.
Yeah.
Yeah. You have to think twice before giving the answer.
I actually don't think anything that I do can ever pump the price. Like 2 weeks ago, I burned 20% off the tokens, and nothing happened. and now that we have done that, they are now asking for us to lock whatever that's left. And yeah, I mean I can do that as well, but I genuinely don't think it matters. I think what matters is still actual usage, actual good metric. Yeah, I'm staking to earn yield on Clash. I think that's very. I feel like staking is a very old method to get people to hold your coin, and yeah, I don't. It's yeah, it's stupid inflationary. Yeah, I don't see a
Yeah.
good
I
reason.
I like the question. I like Danny's question on how do you see rich or like large whales or like players entering the gaming part of Clash. The rewards for them are too low and fees are too high without Clash. So is there like any strategy to attract big players? I think that's the question for like every exchange or any protocol out there, right? So maybe Satoshi have some ideas.
Uh, we have to play into sort of like this is a feedback that I got a few times. To get big players, you need to play a status game for them. So they need to essentially feel like, given that they are trading more, or maybe their portfolio size is more, they get special perks within the game itself. Maybe they get access to specific buildings, specific troops. Basically, there must be a way for them to flex the fact that they are big. Other than that, we do need bigger prize pools. I think that is something we can work on even
Yeah.
within this week or next week. Yeah, but
Hmm.
yeah, that's. I think maybe I can just share this, but this is not something we are implementing. But I think if someone implements this, it should take off. The initial gamification idea I had was around a closer tie between perps and the actual game. So I wanted it to be such that, let's say if you're trading and you're in profit, your land actually grows, you level up, you get to build certain buildings, etc. So only when you're in profit or when you're essentially winning your trades, then you get rewarded within the game. That would essentially tie more into the status game. It's very close to what hyperliquid leaderboards are, why people create vaults, and why they care so much about their P&L there, and why people like to tweet about someone else's P&L. If someone can create a game where there's a closer tie between P&L and the game itself, that should work. But personally, given that I'm trying to solve for retail flow, P&L is probably negative for most of us. So I'll just continue doing what I'm doing. But someone should go on and do that.
Yeah, I think one idea I have, maybe if it's not implemented already, I was like maybe thinking about, say, seasons. So it's like limited, limited cosmetics for particular seasons. If you're the leaderboard for this particular season, you get like cosmetics that maybe you can like trade. But of course, like it will open up a whole new world, right, for Clash of Perps. Tradable cosmetics that could be worn on certain seasons, and that will like accrue a lot of value. And if there's a marketplace for that cosmetic, then you can buy and sell, and maybe like the Clash of Perps like marketplace will take a cut from these like tradable cosmetics. Yeah, sorry,
That's
just
a good point.
sorry, just a NFT fanatic, just like sharing ideas. Yeah. But yeah, a lot of design work for that.
We do already have NFT marketplace.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, but it's for troops. Skins, we're not at skins yet. But maybe I should also share our NFT marketplace is across 5 chains. Let me see.
Whoa.
6 chains. Yeah, and we allow. So if you buy, you can buy an asset on any of the 6 chains. You can bridge them you can bridge them within our UI as well. I mean that's because we support so many pub dexes, and we have to support the chain that they are on as well.
I agree, and I think making skins, especially when there's a lot more users like actively participating, then these like trading comms and special cosmetics and skins will be very coveted. And I would love one special one, maybe a snow team one or something. And Shinchan,
Ostium,
Ostium one, snow team cosmetics. Well, that would be winter cosmetics. Well, that will be I'll pay a lot of money for that. Big bucks.
Maybe personalized cosmetics. That actually good point. Like I realized right now games are doing cosmetics based on specific themes that they are doing. But why not make it such that, I mean, with the age of AI, it should. Maybe I'm saying maybe it's too early, but in the age of AI, it shouldn't be hard for people to create like personalized cosmetics and charge for them on the spot. Maybe it's too early because it's probably still quite hard.
All right.
Yeah,
I think we cover most of the
2 hour
questions.
Wait, it's 1 hour 30 minutes.
Yes.
Holy shit.
I've got a meeting to attend soon.
Okay. No worries. We're ending the live stream, and for everyone that's watching, feel free to check out Ostium and also Clash of Perps and join their communities to learn more about the products, what you can do with either of the platform, and how you can potentially max your yield from them. And it has been a pleasure hosting Snow and Xaitoshi today.
Thanks,
and that's
Xaitoshi.
the end of our live stream.
Thanks
Everyone.
Thanks,
Bye.
Xaitoshi. Thanks, Shinchan. Bye-bye. Thanks, everyone.